Well, welcome to our vineyard. Currently we have planted a 2-acre block of Sauvignon Blanc, half of it in Clone 530 and the other half in Muscat. We harvested last week and the bricks were around 24 and the pH was 3.33 and the TA was 0.85. Good numbers. I wish we harvested a little bit earlier. Anyway, taking a walk down the road here. We, in the midst of all this Sauvignon Blanc, we have one vine on row 9, which is turns out to be a Cabernet. I don't know how it got in there in the nursery, but we decided to leave it there and not cut it out and replant or graft it. It's kind of fun to see if the farm workers will pick it or not, but they never do, so that's a good thing. And a friend of mine suggested that we put it in the Sauvignon Blanc anyway to give it a little excitement. But anyway, this is the cab. Producing a lot of fruit, and I don't know what clone it is or what, but the berries are beautiful. They have nice acid, and they taste good. Nice and sweet. Friends asked me, when they said, why did you break up the vineyard in such odd shapes? And it's all done for the different soil types on the property here. This road here that you see now is a little bit more defined now that we got the end posts up, is a dividing line between Rockland soil and Montpellier soil. And it's a pretty defined boundary. Before we slip plowed it and did a little bit of grading, you could actually see the different color in the soil, but now it's kind of merged together, but we do know where they're at. This block right here will be planted next year. That's why there's no posts up there, since we still have to rip it down again. The soil's very sandy loam, kind of mix of granite and tufa. And we're going to be planting next year Ribella Gallia, a white grape that's grown extensively in Slovenia and northern Italy, and it does very well out here, from what I heard. And I think there's like 2.5 acres planted in the whole United States so far, so not much. The next block down here that you see coming up is going to be planted in Petit Syrah. So we divided one soil block into two 1-acre blocks, one being Cab, the other one being Petit Syrah. And dividing line is mostly where the tower is, and they're on two different irrigation blocks, so they could be irrigated differently. And even though it's the same soil type, and we got 10-foot rows with 8-foot spacing on the trellis system because they're very vigorous vines. We're going to be using Schwartzman for some of it to devigorate, and SO4 for others. But the trellis people that came in, the contractor, did a great job. Dan Drake Enterprises and Jim Supply for the materials. And they installed this whole 3-acre block in a matter of 2 days, and with about 7 guys. Hard-working people. You don't see that anymore. And here's the dividing line between the Ribella and the Petit Syrah. And next I'll show where the Barbera is going to be planted. So looking back on the right hand side is where the Ribella Gallia will be planted, and now we're looking at the end of the Petit Syrah, and another avenue right there, and this little block right here at 1 acre will be planted in Barbera. Now you notice that the wide rows or avenues between blocks, it's a lot of wasted space in vineyard talk. Maybe taking 2 or 3 tons out of production right there, but it sure makes it easy for if we ever decide to go mechanically harvest the grapes. And the other thing is that makes it a lot easier to turn the tractor around. So I guess the next thing was have the grandkids name these avenues, which would be a good idea. But anyway, we're ready to go. So this still is the same soil. We're still working, still on Montpelier, and it's very sandy soil, very light sandy soil, and very well drained. And the next block that goes over, that's in the weeds right now, that's by the building, that's Comida, which is kind of a reddish soil, a lot of stone in it, a lot of quartz, and some limestone in there too, surprisingly. Anyway, that's our new vineyard.